Okay, so you landed that big interview for a chemist role.
Exciting, right?
Definitely exciting, but also probably a little nerve-wracking.
For sure.
Yeah, you start thinking about what they'll ask, how to make a good impression.
It can be a little intimidating.
That's where we come in. Today, we're doing a deep dive on how to ace that chemistry interview, using RoleCatcher's resources to really help you prepare.
We're not just talking about general interview tips. We're getting into the specifics. The questions chemists actually had asked and how to answer them in a way that really showcases your skills.
I love that, because it's one thing to know your chemistry, but it's another thing entirely to know how to talk about it in an interview setting.
Exactly. And that's what we're here to help you with.
Perfect. So before we jump into the hot seat,
Mm,
let's talk about the role itself.
good idea. It's important to have a solid understanding of what a chemist actually does day to day.
Right, because it's not all just bubbling beakers and colorful solutions.
Not at all. The RoleCatcher Career Guide does a great job of outlining the diverse responsibilities of a chemist.
So what stood out to you? What are some things people might not realize about this career path?
Well, for one, it's not just about working in a lab. It's about taking those lab findings and translating them into real-world applications. Whether it's improving products, ensuring safety, or even impacting environmental sustainability.
It's about making a real difference.
Absolutely, and that's something you want to convey in your interview, that you're not just interested in the science, but in the impact it can have.
Okay, so we've talked about the role. Now let's get into the skills.
Mm-hmm.
Interviewers are looking for more than just textbook knowledge, right?
Definitely. While a strong foundation in chemistry is crucial, it's how you apply that knowledge that really matters.
So it's about problem solving, analytical thinking, attention to detail,
Exactly. Those are all key, and they're often assessed through very specific interview questions.
which is where RoleCatcher's resources come in handy.
Absolutely. They've provided us with some really insightful examples of common chemistry interview questions.
Let's dive into those, starting with what experience do you have with chemical analysis and interpretation of results? How should someone approach this one?
This is your opportunity to really highlight your analytical skills. Don't just list the techniques you've used, explain how you've applied them to solve problems or draw conclusions.
So instead of simply saying, I'm proficient in titration, I could talk about a specific time I use titration to determine the concentration of a solution.
Exactly. Give a concrete example that demonstrates your understanding and ability to interpret results.
That makes sense. So it's about showcasing your thought process as well.
Exactly. Show them you can think critically and draw meaningful conclusions from data.
Okay, great. Now what about this next question? How do you ensure accuracy and precision in your work? This one seems pretty important in a field like chemistry.
Absolutely. Attention to detail is paramount in chemistry, and this question allows you to demonstrate your commitment to quality control.
So what kind of things should I be mentioning in my answer?
Think about your approach to calibration, standard operating procedures, and double-checking your work. Have you ever caught an error in your calculations or noticed a discrepancy in data?
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't made a mistake or two in the lab.
We all have. But those mistakes are valuable learning experiences. Talk about a time you identified and rectified an error. It shows that you're committed to producing accurate and reliable results.
That's a great perspective. It's not about being perfect, but about being accountable and learning from your mistakes.
Exactly. Now, RoleCatcher's next question is a bit of a curveball. Can you describe a time you faced a difficult problem in your work and how you solved it?
This one feels like it's really getting at those problem-solving skills.
It is. It assesses your ability to think critically under pressure and your resilience when faced with challenges.
So how do you recommend tackling this question?
Choose a compelling example that highlights your analytical thinking and your ability to find creative solutions. It could be a technical challenge, an unexpected result during an experiment, or even troubleshooting faulty equipment.
So for instance, if I encountered an unexpected peak on a chromatogram, I could talk about the steps I took to identify the unknown compound.
Exactly. Walk the interviewer through your thought process. How did you analyze the data? What resources did you consult? Did you collaborate with others?
It's about demonstrating that you can approach problems systematically and find effective solutions, even when the answer isn't immediately obvious.
Precisely. Now moving on to another question from RoleCatcher. How do you keep up with the latest developments in your field?
That's important in any field, but especially in science, where things are constantly evolving.
Absolutely. New discoveries, techniques, and technologies are emerging all the time.
So how do you show them you're not stuck in the Stone Age of chemistry, so to speak?
Share how you engage with the scientific community. Do you subscribe to any journals, attend conferences, or webinars?
Networking is crucial too, right? Especially in science.
Absolutely. Conferences and workshops offer amazing opportunities to connect with other chemists, learn about cutting-edge research, and even discover potential career paths.
So much to consider. Well, we've only just scratched the surface of these interview questions, but I already feel like we're uncovering some really valuable insights.
And we've got 20 more to cover.
Okay, let's take a quick break and then we'll come back and dive into more of these questions and how to really nail those answers.
Welcome back. Let's pick up where we left off with those chemistry interview questions.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so RoleCatcher's next question is this. What skills do you think are most important for a chemist to have? What are your initial thoughts on that one?
Well, it seems pretty straightforward at first glance. You need to know your chemistry, right? Like the fundamentals.
Absolutely. A strong foundation in the core concepts is a given, but it goes beyond that. It's about how you apply those concepts and the other skills you bring to the table.
So problem solving, analytical thinking, attention to detail, those all seem pretty crucial.
They are. Those are the must-haves. But don't underestimate the importance of soft skills, too.
Soft skills, like what specifically?
Communication, for one. Being able to effectively convey your findings both orally and in writing, teamwork is another. Chemistry is often a collaborative field.
Right. You're usually working as part of a team, trying to achieve a common goal.
Exactly. And then there's adaptability. Things don't always go according to plan in the lab, so being able to adjust and think on your feet is important.
It's about being resourceful and resilient.
Precisely. And having a strong work ethic, too. Chemistry can be demanding at times, so demonstrating your commitment and dedication is key.
So it's really about presenting a well-rounded picture of yourself, not just as someone who knows their chemistry, but as someone who possesses the full skill set to excel in this field.
Absolutely. And when you're answering this question in an interview, don't just list those skills off.
Right. You need to back them up with examples.
Exactly. Give concrete examples from your experiences that demonstrate those skills in action.
So for instance, instead of just saying, I'm a team player, I could talk about a specific project where I worked effectively as part of a team, highlighting my contributions and how we overcame challenges together.
Perfect example. That brings those skills to life and shows the interviewer that you truly possess them.
It's about making it real for them.
Precisely. Now, the final interview question from RoleCatcher focuses on teamwork. Can you describe a time when you collaborated with colleagues or external partners on a project?
This seems like a common theme in these chemistry interviews. Teamwork is clearly highly valued.
It is. For good reason, chemistry is rarely a solo endeavor, and employers want to know that you can work effectively with others to achieve a shared goal.
So what's the key to answering this question well?
Choose an example that showcases your ability to collaborate effectively. It could be from your academic career, a previous work experience, or even a volunteer role.
What are they really looking for in your answer?
They want to see that you can communicate effectively, navigate different perspectives, and contribute to a positive team dynamic.
So it's not enough to just say, I worked on a group project in college.
Right. You need to go deeper than that. Talk about your specific role within the team, the challenges you faced, and how you overcame them together. Highlight your contributions and what you learned from the experience.
It's about demonstrating that you understand the value of teamwork and that you can thrive in that kind of environment.
Exactly. Now, beyond those specific interview questions, RoleCatcher also offers some incredible AI-powered resources that can help you prepare for your interview.
Right. I've heard about their AI tools. What can you tell us about them?
Well, one of the most impressive features is how RoleCatcher's AI can actually tailor your answers to specific job descriptions.
How does that work?
You upload your resume and input the job description you're interested in. The AI then analyzes both and provides personalized feedback and suggestions on how to improve your answers.
So it's like having a personal career coach helping you craft the perfect responses.
Essentially, it's an incredibly powerful tool that can give you a significant advantage in your job search.
That's amazing. Now, shifting gears a bit, I wanted to circle back to some of the career insights we gleaned from RoleCatcher's Career Guide.
Sounds good. What specifically caught your eye?
Well, it's clear that a chemistry career can be incredibly diverse. There are so many different industries and specializations to consider.
Absolutely. And understanding those nuances is crucial for making informed decisions about your career path.
Right. Because chemist isn't just one job title. It's an umbrella term that encompasses a wide range of roles and responsibilities.
Precisely. And one of the first decisions you might face is whether to pursue a career in academia or industry.
That's a big one. What are the key differences between those two paths?
Well, academia is all about research, teaching, and publishing. It's about pushing the boundaries of scientific knowledge and mentoring the next generation of scientists.
So it's a good fit for those who are driven by intellectual curiosity and a passion for discovery.
Absolutely. Now, industry, on the other hand, is more focused on applying scientific knowledge to solve real-world problems and develop new products.
So it's a faster-paced environment with a greater emphasis on practical applications.
Exactly. And it often involves working as part of a larger team with professionals from various disciplines.
It's fascinating to see how those personal preferences and strengths can influence career choices within chemistry.
Definitely. Now, another thing RoleCatcher's Career Guide emphasizes is the importance of specialization.
Right, because as you progress in your chemistry career, specializing in a particular area can open doors to exciting opportunities.
Exactly. It allows you to become an expert in a niche field, which can make you highly sought after by employers.
So what are some of the most common specializations within chemistry?
Well, there's analytical chemistry, which focuses on identifying and quantifying the composition of substances. This specialization plays a crucial role in fields like pharmaceuticals, forensics, and environmental monitoring.
What other specializations are out there?
Organic chemistry is another popular one. It deals with the study of carbon-containing compounds, which is essential for developing new drugs, plastics, and fuels.
And what about inorganic chemistry?
Inorganic chemistry explores the properties and reactions of inorganic compounds, playing a key role in materials, science catalysis, and energy storage.
Wow. It's incredible how diverse the field of chemistry truly is.
It really is. And there are even more specialized areas like physical chemistry, which delves into the fundamental principles governing chemical reactions, and biochemistry, which explores the chemistry of living organisms.
So many options, it's almost overwhelming.
It can be. But the good news is that RoleCatcher provides a wealth of information about these different specializations, including typical job titles, salary ranges, and industry trends.
That's incredibly helpful, especially for those who are just starting out in their chemistry careers.
Absolutely. It's like having a roadmap to guide you.
Okay, so we've talked about different career paths and specializations. What else did we learn from RoleCatcher's Career Guide?
One more crucial point is the importance of continuous learning and professional development.
Right, because even if you land that dream job, the learning never really stops.
Exactly. Chemistry is a rapidly evolving field. So staying up to date on the latest research techniques and technologies is crucial for continued success.
How can chemists continue to expand their knowledge and skills once they're out in the workforce?
Attending conferences, workshops, and webinars is a great way to stay informed and network with other professionals.
Those can be invaluable for staying ahead of the curve.
Absolutely. And don't forget about reading scientific journals, joining professional organizations, and even pursuing advanced degrees or certifications.
It's all about investing in your professional growth and remaining a lifelong learner.
Exactly. Now, speaking of growth and development, I think it's time we shifted gears and talked about something a little different.
What's that?
Let's talk about passion. It's something that often gets overlooked in the midst of interview prep, but that passion you have for chemistry, let it shine through.
It's contagious, isn't it? That excitement.
Absolutely. Talk about what truly fascinates you in this field, the discoveries that make you go, wow.
Because interviewers can spot a canned response a mile away.
Exactly. It's not about ticking boxes, it's about connecting. So before that interview, take a moment. Think about what sparked your love for chemistry.
Oh, I like that. Was it a specific experiment, a book, maybe even a conversation that ignited that spark?
Exactly. Those personal anecdotes, that's what makes you memorable.
Because ultimately, they're not just hiring a set of skills.
Right. They're looking for someone who's genuinely excited to be there, ready to contribute.
Someone who sees chemistry not just as a job, but as a field brimming with possibilities.
Precisely. And when you convey that, that passion, that's what lands you the job.
This has been amazing. A huge thank you to RoleCatcher for providing such insightful resources.
My pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, go out there and rock those interviews. Until next time, we keep exploring the incredible world of chemistry.